works. I keep forgetting to turn on the sound. Excuse me. So anyway, we are going to make a wall jewelry organizer. So like a little board with little hooks and knobs for a couple of people that I know to hang their jewelry. I really wanted to make some homemade gifts. I used to do this, you know, in the past, and I kind of, you know, miss it. So I found a piece of wood in the garage, and so I cut it into 3 pieces, and my pieces are like 16 by 16, and you can do any size that you want. But basically what I did is cut it into 3 pieces, and then I just sanded the edges really good. That way it's not really sharp, and it gives it like a softer feel. Now, I've already painted 2 of the pieces. One of them I really kind of wanted that whitewash farm look. So I just did like a light coat of white on this one. And throughout the years, I kind of buy stuff that I think I need, and then I can't figure out where to put it or why I really need it in the first place. So I got a lot of cute little knobs and hooks, and you know, sometimes I just buy stuff on sale. So what I'm going to do is just kind of figure out where I want to place these on my board. You know, where I want to put them, because I have these nice little hooks here too that you can get really cheap, and I think I'm going to put those along the bottom where they can hang stuff as well. So give me a few minutes. Oh, one last thing. For this one, I'm going to put like cute little words, you know, like believe, love, that sort of thing on here. So what I'm going to do is kind of play around with everything that I have here and figure out where I want to put the stencils. So give me a few moments and we'll be right back. Okay, so I played around with everything, and this is kind of the arrangement that I'm going to do. And what I did is I just went here with a pencil and kind of marked everything. But I try to set everything up that way if they were to hang long necklaces, that they're not really overlapping. And this is just a cabinet handle or a drawer handle. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is maybe sew something or put like a little pouch here that they can put their earrings in, because I don't really have a place for earrings. I also have these cute little clips here that they can, you know, put pictures up here if they want as well. So like I said, what I did is just kind of marked where everything goes, and I took a picture. That way now I can kind of focus on putting stencils throughout. Now, I told you I did these hooks at the bottom, which I think were great. And since I have 16 inches width, so I'm going to place these every 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out, go ahead and get started on the stencils as well. Okay, so I guess you saw that. Like I said, I've never really done stenciling before, and so I guess you have to just be very careful and dab it on, because when I pulled it up, it was just kind of all smeared everywhere. So, I'm going to try that in a minute when it dries off. I kind of see the outline still. Hopefully I won't have to paint it again. Hopefully I'll just be able to match that up and retouch that. So, wash this off. Dry this. So yeah, I had bought a packet of these little things. So I guess you just have to be really gentle and make sure you don't get paint underneath this. So let's try this again. Alright, so this was a little more difficult than I thought. I kept having the issue with the bleeding underneath the stencil. So I guess I'll have to practice and try to get better at this, but I try to use smaller amounts, that way it doesn't leak underneath, and just you know, get these little brushes and put barely enough paint and just barely dab it on. But I think it's nice and subtle, and it's kind of really the feel I wanted. So now I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes once this dries, and then we'll go ahead and put the knobs and everything on. Okay, so I did not get finished with this yesterday. Actually couldn't find some screws that went well with some of the hooks. And I also had a lot of issues with this little hook that I was gonna put at the bottom here. When I put them in, I just couldn't get them all lined up and looking straight. So what I'm going to do is, I got these tiny little hooks out of a framing kit, picture framing kit. And so instead I'm going to put some feathers on the bottom here. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. But I've got all the knobs and the hooks placed, and then I'm gonna, after I do the feathers, I'm gonna put a little strip of decor, this little strip of some little rhinestones at the bottom. So let's work on the feathers. Now I picked out these feathers. I'm gonna put these on the edges, and then I'm gonna put these cute purple ones in the middle. And so what I'm going to do is probably use some wire. And these feathers, when you buy them, they have a small little loop here, so you can run that through, and then I'll be able to place it on the hooks on the bottom here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. It's got our feather here. Go ahead and put one knot just to hold this in place. And actually, we'll just go ahead and double knot it just to make sure it's secure. And, alright, so I'm going to put, my feathers. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this first feather at this end here. I did a double knot, and then I'm going to run it back through the loop just to make sure it is secure. So now we can go ahead and trim away the excess. Okay. Go ahead and get fishing line for this piece too. Right. Have our fishing line. So go ahead and do this one, and I'll do the middle, and then we'll add the little decor at the bottom. And I think I'm going to do a strip at the top as well, the little rhinestones. Alright, so now let's go ahead and put this at the bottom. We have our little rhinestone strip. And so I'm just going to put a bead of glue here at the bottom. I'm going to leave the sides kind of, I'll leave the sides kind of freestanding for now, because then I'll have to do the sides after that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our glue, and let's go ahead and put some through here. I'm going to kind of zigzag it back and forth since it's kind of a wide strip. And the main thing we want to accomplish here is just trying to get this strip of rhinestone straight. Alright, so once we get this and kind of dried up, then I think we should go ahead and do the sides. So let's make sure we have enough on each side here. We're just going to mash this down into the glue. And once we've done that, we'll just go back and kind of make sure everything looks good and straight. And like I've said, you know, I've had a lot of this stuff forever. I buy stuff that kind of speaks to me, but it's just been accumulating, and I haven't done a lot of projects with this stuff. So this will be great making gifts for other people. Okay, so I've propped it up. Make sure it's straight here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the sides and the back. Actually, maybe I should just do the sides. That way I can turn it over once the front dries. And we can get the back done. That way it'll have gravity to help hold it in place. So I'm just gonna hold the edges here for a little bit. And I wonder, I'm trying to think if I have anything to kind of hold it, but I think I'm just gonna hold this for a little bit on the sides and let this dry. All right, while I have the bottom drying, I'm gonna go ahead and do a strip at the top. I wasn't sure if I'd have room, but I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and run a strip along the top. Okay. So just go ahead and add our glue. Zigzag it across. So now let's see if we can just get this good and straight. Make sure we have enough at the edges. And okay. There we go. Okay, so it took me quite a bit to figure out how I was going to attach the bucket to this handle. And what I ended up finding is a little jewelry clamp and a book ring. So that way, you know, you can open and close and put it here. So then you just pull this little jewelry clamp so you can take this easily off and on now. And this, you know, is great for someone that doesn't have a ton of earrings. So, ta-da, 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 we are done. So I'm so excited with the way it turned out. I love the feathers at the bottom. And I just love the feel of the whole, the board, you know, it has that nice whitewash. I just think it turned out great. And like I said, I wanted to do several more. There's some more gifts that I need to make for other people. And so I hope you'll join me on the other videos, and I wish you guys luck on your project, and I will see you later.